Hello my loves, I'm Shah and welcome to Tarot with Love, your spiritual safe haven. In today's video, we are going to be looking at what do they currently feel about you and what do they think you currently feel about them. Okay, so for today, our three groups are these adorable, very gorgeous mahjong tiles. I do not play mahjong. I don't know really what they mean, but I went to this market on Saturday and there were a bunch of thrift stores and people who sell things secondhand and vintage antique stuff, and I found this, and so we're going to be using them today. I thought they would be wonderful for group selection and they seem to be, so I hope you like them. Group 1 is this tile, the green bottom. Group 2, this one is my favorite. I love the art on this one. Another green bottom. So this is group 2. And group 3. This one is so gorgeous to me because of the pink. So pretty. So that's your group 3. Those are your 3 groups. I will give you a moment to choose which group or groups you feel most drawn to. It's more than okay for you to be drawn to more than one. You never know where you'll find your messages. But before I leave, I would like to remind you all that this is a collective reading. The messages found here are not going to apply to everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and don't apply what doesn't fit. Okay? Hello my group 1, if you are here, it means you've chosen this first mahjong tile. Now that I'm actually doing the video, it occurs to me I should have done a bit more research into what these tiles are, if they even are mahjong. So let's just say you've chosen this first tile, and I definitely will correct myself in the description box, and I will try to not repeat this in later videos. Okay, so today we are looking at what do they currently feel about you, or how do they feel about you, what do they think about you, and what do they think you think about them. I feel like I didn't explain that properly in the start of the video, but I never know if I explain something properly or not, and like it'll slip my mind if I even said certain things just to watch the video again and see that I said it like 10 times. But yeah, so I'm also shuffling live, and let's see, what do they currently feel about you, what do they currently think about you. And this could be for anyone. It could be a romantic connection, it could be a friend, a parent, anyone. It depends on your own discernment and how this resonates with you. And for some of you this may be a friend, and for others of you it may be a crush, and for others of you it may be a parent. It just depends on the energy that comes through and how that aligns with you and your own experiences. So what does this person feel for my group 1? Okay, how does this person currently feel for my group 1? Oh wow, how does this person currently feel for my group 1? also pull two of these elevate cards just because they have keywords, so it kind of functions like oracle cards to me in a sense, even though it is a tarot deck. Okay. Oh my gosh, wow, okay. So with the 10 of Cups, we see happiness, good things, party or celebration. How does this person feel about my group 1? Okay, so overall, this person feels very... They have a lot of good feelings towards you with the Wheel of Fortune and the Star, both coming out side by side, that you can't see them so clearly. There's this feeling of hope, of good luck, of trusting and respecting the natural flow of time. This person, for one, I feel as if the two of you are not in contact right now. So this could be a friend, this could be, well, this could be anyone that you're not in contact with right now. Sign wise, we could say, well, with the Wheel of Fortune, traditionally it's Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and then with the Star we're seeing Aquarius again, and the Eight of Pentacles, a strong earth sign. So this could be that person's placements, but it's not someone that you're in contact with at the moment. And though the two of you aren't in contact, this person is very hopeful that you will be. It's a very strong sense of hope that we see with the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. And when they think of you, they think of you as someone who, while you're not in their life at this moment, when things fall into place as they should fall into place, as they're meant to fall into place, you will come back into their life and it will be for the better. This person, oh my gosh, I feel like a bit overwhelmed actually, and I feel like at a loss for words. Like I feel like I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, because this person doesn't know if they can say the right thing, if they'll have the right words, if even when the time is right, they'll lose the opportunity. Because I feel like with you, they feel as if they've already lost the opportunity at least once. They feel like they had you in the palm of their hand almost, and they let you get away. And now I'm hearing, what song is this? I know I'm not going to remember it, but it's that Can't Let You Get Away, or Can't Let Her Get Away, Can't Let Her Get Away, whatever song that is. And it's like they're waiting for the right moment to, I don't know, the message is not coming through clearly, because I feel like a lot of what they think about you is so wrapped up in their own insecurities, own idealizations, their own overthinking. And so they jump from scenario to scenario to scenario, from thought to thought to thought to thought, and they can't really settle down on anything in particular. And so sometimes they have this regret that they let you get away, and other times they're like, why should I regret this when this is just divine timing and the divine plan? And other times they're like, I can't even think about this person because of the pain and heartache and anguish that it causes me. Very off two minds. But in general, it's so, like, I don't even want to say pure and innocent, because I feel like that's in its own way dehumanizing. It's erasing, human complexity to call someone pure and innocent. But in a way, their thoughts about you are very clear cut, very, well, in a way, pure. There's no malicious intent towards you. They're very trusting of the idea that when things are meant to happen, they will happen. And right now with this Eight of Pentacles, and even with Strength, they're seeing you as someone who is very focused on your path, on your craft, on getting better at something and working hard on something. And in a way, I feel as if they worry that if they come into your life at this moment, they will take the back seat to whatever it is you're working on. And that's another reason why they go round and around and around in their thoughts and their ideas and their fantasies, because they're also trying really hard to be realistic about the situation. And I feel like that's a lot of people, when love is involved, or even whatever relationship is involved, friendship, parent relationships, family relationships. There's that desire to go forward with something, but still being hindered by the fact that by the fact of reality's obstacles, reality's challenges. And so it's one thing for this person to look at you and say, I feel hopeful, I believe in divine timing, I know that things are going to turn out well when they're meant to turn out well. I'm so proud of this person for all that they're doing. I'm so proud of them for all of the work they're putting in. I'm so excited to see how far they will go. I look forward to being a part of their life. It's one thing for them to say this, and another thing for them to believe in it, especially when it comes to divine timing, and with the fear that if they go against divine timing and they make the first move to reach out or something, they will just be not laughed at, but as if they'll just ruin everything. There's a very tangible fear that when it comes to you, they can ruin everything. And I'm actually reading, one of the many things I'm reading is Essays on Love by Alan de Botton. Probably pronouncing that very wrong, my apologies. But the part I finished yesterday was where he was talking about how words can so often ruin a good relationship, a good scenario, a good situation. And it may be the same thing in this connection, with this person looking at you and your separation and thinking this is what's for the best. And if I reach out now and I speak to this person, or if I bridge the gap, or if I spill my guts, if I let myself be vulnerable, then I'm just going to ruin everything. Right now, the way things are with this distance, with me just being able to long for them or wish to see them or wish to communicate, that's easier and better than actually speaking their feelings aloud. And I think it's very fair to say that on one hand, yes, speaking aloud your feelings or your thoughts does ruin, quotation marks around ruin, ruin a situation. But there's also that recognition that sometimes something needs to be ruined. And because I also have, this is a song, I always forget which song it is. It's not Kyobo. I'll also link it in the description box below, but it's Seek and Destroy. Seek and Destroy. Now that I've ruined everything, I'm so fucking free. Or I'm so free, something along the lines of that. But sometimes what this person doesn't realize as well, or they may be starting to realize with the Strength card, is that sometimes you need to ruin the fantasy of something in order to reap the benefits of the reality of something. You can't keep the idealized version in your head forever and hope for the best. Sometimes you have to take that embarrassing step, that painful step. Sometimes you have to destroy everything in order to have the outcome you desire. And you may not always get the outcome you desire. So I feel like I'm speaking to this person now when they're probably not even here. But this may also be for you, because if you're longing for this person, if you're wishing to communicate with them, and you may be because you're in this video asking about them, then sometimes it's okay to take that first embarrassing step and communicate, be vulnerable. And it's okay also if you don't get the desired outcome. Yes, sometimes you will get that desired outcome. You're going to have this person back in your life. You're going to have this closure. And other times you won't. Other times you're going to get cruelly rejected. You're going to get heartbroken. You're going to face somebody else's emotions turned on you. And that's also okay. You can't, if you only go into situations where you know you're going to get your desired outcome, you're not going to really experience any growth. You're going to be stagnant. Some of my best memories come from things I did scared. Some of your best memories, some of your thank God I did that moments are going to be moments that when they first happened, terrified the hell out of you and maybe even broke your heart in the end. But those are things that you need to do. You can't just go through life on easy mode, not even on easy mode, because hiding from your feelings, running away from your emotions, that's not easy. That is not easy. But you can't go through life trying to keep your life easy. Do you know what I mean? You have to at least sometimes challenge yourself. It's the only way you're going to grow. It's the only way you're going to find fulfillment in your life. And when it comes to this connection, I feel like this person is also starting to realize that, because they want this happiness, they want this celebration, they want these good times, these good memories, but they also realize that they're not going to get any of that if they keep their distance and they keep hoping and they keep praying and they keep trusting in divine timing. And sometimes they're going to need to be strong. They're going to need to have that inner strength. They're going to need to have that confrontation, because even if it doesn't end the way they wanted it to end, it's going to end in a way that at least brings some closure. And with you, I think it's important for this person to at least get closure. And that's something they're starting to realize as time goes by. So let me now pull some cards for what they think you feel about them, what they think you think about them. How does this person think my group one feels about them? Okay. How does this person think my group one feels about them? Okay. How does this person think my group one feels about them? How does this person think my group one feels about them? something my group one feels about them. Okay. So we have the Tower, Death, King of Wands, Four of Pentacles, the Lovers. Four of Pentacles says money improvements, more coming your way. The Lovers says love affairs, romance building again within marriage, relationship, relatives, loving relationship you could share with a friend. Zodiac sign wise, we're looking at Aries, Scorpio, and strong fire energy again. Aries, Leo. There's such a strong, like, noticeable difference between how they feel about you, what they think about you, and what they think you think about them. It's as if they're very hopeful about this connection, but the one thing that keeps them from reaching out and trying to bridge that gap is this feeling that you've already said goodbye to this whole connection, that you've moved on, you found your peace, you're going on elsewhere. And for many of you, this is a romantic connection because obviously the Lovers came out, but the Lovers, yeah, it can even mean like just love in general. But I feel like it's just very romantic. It's like very overwhelmingly romantic. But with the Tower and Death, oh my gosh, it's this energy of, how do I say this? They feel like they hurt you in some way, in like some irreparable way that they never wanted to hurt you, but they also know that there was no choice for them but to hurt you. And it's this King of Wands energy coming out of being strong enough to do the right thing in a way, because they could always have, how do I say this, like played the game with you or dragged you along, pulled you along, but they didn't. They were very honest with you in some cases, for some of you, and they know that they hurt you. I feel like I'm getting two relationships in general, and that's between two people who have feelings for each other and a parent and a child. And with the parent and the child, it may have been that this parent, like, they weren't there for you when you needed them to be. With this Tower, there was just so much going on in their lives that even if they were bringing money home and they were physically at home, they weren't actually present. They weren't the parent that you needed, and that's hard for you. And they also recognize that that's hard for you, and they think that, like with Death, they've seen how much you've grown and changed, and they want some kind of reunion that the Lovers indicates. They want this reunion, but they also see, or I don't want to say they recognize that you don't owe this reconciliation to them. I feel like with some of them, they do recognize that you don't owe it to them. And with others of them, they just see that you've grown so much that even if they cried and begged for the reconciliation, you won't give it to them right away, because you want them to fight for this connection. That's what they think right now. And they don't know if they know how to be the parent that you need them to be. And even if it's not a parent, I got carried away down that line of thinking. But whoever this person is, they think that you think that, well, they think that you think of them as unwelcome in your life, as if you don't want them around you anymore, you don't want them in your life anymore. And so even though they're so hopeful about reconciliation or reconnection, they don't know if that's something that you actually want. They do know that, especially as you become more self-reliant and more independent, and as you start to really make these kind of big moves in your career, in your money making, in your self-improvement and your growth, they think like, why would this person even want me back in their life when I can't compete with them anymore, or I can't even provide these things for them anymore, because they can provide all of these things for themselves, and they're just stuck in this way of thinking, and it's like they can't get out of it. They think that yes, you may have once loved them, you may have once cared for them, you may have once wanted this future with them, or to build a life with them, or to always have them in your life. But after the heartbreak, or whatever it was that caused your relationship to destruct in this way, to cause your separation in this way, they feel as if they just can't come back from that, or as if you think you too can't come back from that. And so while they're hopeful, because there's a lot of hope on their end, it's kind of like an empty hope. It's like they're hoping that the universe will somehow align for the two of you to reconnect. But when they actually think about how they think you think or feel about them, they're like, this person has moved on from me. This person doesn't like me anymore, doesn't love me anymore, doesn't care about me anymore. I can't even compare to this person because they're so successful now, and I'm not successful. I'm still where they left me 5 years ago. I'm still the same person I used to be. I'm not someone who reaches their standard, who's worth their time. And that's actually really sad. That's very sad, but it's understandable, especially when you're not in communication with someone or connection with someone. It's easy to jump to the worst conclusion, and I feel like this person, whoever they are to you, is prone to jumping to the worst conclusion. They think, also with the Tower and Death side by side, it's as if they think I'm hearing the word character development, and I wonder if they think that you feel like whatever relationship or connection you had with them was just your own character development. Like, this just made you stronger, and it's made you more adept to the world as a whole, and you don't need them for anything more than that. And that's really sad. And I wonder if that's because of how they've been treated in the past, or because that's how they see themselves in relation to you, as just someone who's so, like, I don't want to say beneath you, because I don't think that you actually think of them as beneath you, but I feel like that's how they think you see them, and how they think you feel about them. Even if you don't actually feel about them that way, they can't help but think that. And so even though they have all of these hopes and desires, and they want to come towards you, and they want to speak their mind, they're like, this person is probably so unwelcome to it in every regard. This person doesn't even love me anymore, love me the way that I love them. This person doesn't want anything to do with me. And that's how they think that you think about them. I'm going to pull for my charms, since I haven't in a while, just to get some letters and more insight into who this may be, more info about them. So this may be a bit noisy. More insight into group one's person. More insight for my group one, please. More insight for my group one. Okay, so this can be your initials, it can be their initials, it just can spell out words that are important to you. It can be anything. Okay, we have, actually let me pull more because I feel like 6 is too little. My group 1, please. Okay, I try to make it neater first and then I ruined it, so I'm just gonna let it be ruined. So it's not very clear. I hope it will be after I edit, but for now we have AYZ. This is a V. Yeah, this is a V. AYZ VDD JIYYGD AE. So some words, jig, giddy, somebody who's just very jovial, vid, name wise, Gia, Gav, Yaz, Jid. I also read Diddy earlier, so this may be someone who's quite a big fan of like hip hop, rap. Jay, Jag, somebody who drives a Jaguar. But yeah, you can look at that and really find words that mean something of importance to you. Your initials, their initials, whatever it is. This also isn't the end all and be all of this reading. It just serves as extra confirmation. So if the rest of the reading resonated for you, but you don't find your name or anything like that, it doesn't negate the fact that this is your reading. Just trust yourself and trust your discernment. Okay, so my group 1, I think that this is where I will close your reading. Thank you so much for trusting me to be a reader and for spending this time with me. If you would like to book a reading with me or you would like to leave me a tip, you can find the links to do so in the description box below. And while you're there, you can also check out my social media. I'm on Twitter and Tumblr at Tarot with Love. I am also currently hosting a giveaway on Twitter because I recently reached 1,500 followers, which I'm really excited about because it's Twitter and I didn't think I'd be able to grow my following at all on there. So I'm really excited for that. So you can check out my giveaway on Twitter. I will also link it down below. Okay, bye. Hello, my group 2. If you are here, it means you've chosen this second mahjong tile. Don't actually know if it's a mahjong tile. I should have done my research before this video. I will next time if a similar situation does arise. But yes, so you chose this one with a 4 and bamboo shoots. Let's see what this person thinks about you, what they currently feel about you, and what they think you currently think and feel about them. I don't know if I actually explained that properly in the title or in the beginning of the video. I always forget what I say while I'm recording just to edit and find that I've repeated myself like 10 times, but that's okay. Let's shuffle. I'll be shuffling live today. See what does my group 2's person currently think about them. And this can be anyone. This can be romantic, it can be familial, it can be a sibling, a parent, a cousin, a long lost friend, a friend. This can be anyone. There's no specific way that I'm reading this. Just trust your discernment and again, take what resonates. Okay, group 1's person currently feel about them. What does my group 2's person currently feel about them? Kindly think about them. Okay. And I'll also be using the Elevate Tarot just because of the keywords. I feel like it functions very well as an oracle deck. What does the person feel about them? How did this person currently feel about them? So we have the Knight of Cups, the Magician, the Sun, Seven of Cups that says, all that glitters is not gold, look beyond the clouds, money improvements. Six of Cups, happy house childhood memories. And it's interesting, I'm just noticing it's the Seven and Six of Cups, and the Seven of Cups very much is in alignment with what the Magician stands for, kind of this hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, hidden feelings, kind of a lot of hidden energy in this reading. And so your person, or the person that you're asking about, how do I say this? I feel like with the Knight of Cups, there's someone who comes across as very flirty, very flirtatious, very friendly, and because they're fairly attractive or they're really kind and friendly, people think they're flirting, and I feel like at some times that irritates them, but other times they use that to their advantage. And if you're not asking about someone who could be flirting with you, then just disregard this portion of the message, but still consider them as friendly and all of these things, because I feel like that's just who this person is. And this person uses their friendliness, their status, to hide a lot of their true feelings and true intentions. And how do I say this? Oh my gosh, because I also don't feel like they're being malicious. It's not like they're trying to mislead you. It's as if they care about you, but with the sun, because the sun is positive, there's positive ending, the birth of new ideas, new family, new children, all of these amazing things, but it's still the sun, and you have to be careful of things being too good to be true. You have to be careful of your pride ruining something. You have to be careful about, because take the story of Icarus into account. He falls in love with the sun, and in his attempt to get so close to it, he loses his life. There's that hubris that your person, or the person that you're asking about, is very aware of. I feel like the two of you are friends, or at least close acquaintances, or you've become something that you're close enough to know each other in whatever capacity, but how do I say this? Because, okay, some of you are just classmates, some of you are colleagues, some of you are acquaintances. I don't think you're like close friends. If you are like friends, you're probably in the same friend group and you get along really well, but this isn't someone that you call like your best friend or brother or sister, it's not that kind of relationship, but you're still close enough that this person worries about ruining. And for some of you, you could be really close friends, because there's that fear again. And I guess that's why there's so many like hidden messages that are coming through, or like messages of things being hidden, because this person is so strategic about hiding their feelings for you. And sign-wise, I just forgot. Sign-wise, we're looking at Knight of Cups is a water sign. I think he's usually read as a Pisces. The Magician, I don't remember. The Magician, intellectual kind, maybe he's not a Scorpio. The devil is, death is Scorpio. The Magician is, Justice is Libra, High Priestess is Cancer, the Star is Aquarius, the Fool is also Aquarius, Emperor is Aries. It's so ironic that I would remember all of them except for the Magician, which is again this card of hidden knowledge. Oh my gosh. And then we have Leo with the Sun. And where was I before I got distracted? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this person doesn't want to ruin a good thing. They think that by voicing their feelings or their thoughts or wanting something more from this relationship, they will just chase you away and you'll never be able to repair your friendship. Even if you let them down gently and say, you know, I like you as a friend, or you're really wonderful, I'm just not interested, they feel as if even as adults, you won't be able to come back from that. And so they are kind of determined. Also with the Six of Cups, this happy house childhood memories, this could be someone you've known since childhood, a very close friend, a neighbor, someone you've literally been in all your classes with since the time you started school. This is someone you've known for a very long time, and because of your history, they're prioritizing history over their own feelings and over their own satisfaction, their own pleasure. And I mean, that must be hard for them. That must be. I can't imagine that's easy. All that glitters is not gold. Look beyond the clouds. Money improvements. I feel like also with this person, a large reason why they're hiding their feelings is because they feel like, yes, on one hand, they really don't want to ruin this friendship. I'm hearing, you know, song, I want to ruin this friendship, we should be lovers instead. So, like, on the one hand, they don't want to ruin this friendship. They don't want to destroy the memories you've made. They don't want to destroy this relationship that you've cobbled together, however it is. Even if it's just you have class every day and you're talking class every day, that's like enough for them. They're very happy with that, and they don't want to do something to destroy that. But like on the other hand, some of them want to, but they don't think that they're enough for you as things stand. They want to give you the world, but they don't know if they can. Right now, I don't think they can. They may be struggling financially, or even if they're not struggling financially, they make enough to look after themselves. They make enough to give themselves the life that they want, but not enough to give another person that life. And with you, I feel like they see you as someone who has a really high standard. Again, it's the Sun, and there's this fear that they cannot give you everything that you need. They can't spoil you. They can't take you out. Even if you're not someone who needs to be spoiled, you're not someone who's materialistic. There's someone whose love language is probably gift giving, whose love language consists of spoiling the person that they love and care about and are dating, or this person that they're really close with, and they don't think that they can give you these things right now. And so that's why they're just keeping the distance, playing it cool, acting as if they don't care, hiding their feelings for you, not out of insecurity, but out of realistic understanding of, and I hate to say what they bring to the table, but I feel like that's how they think about it. They're very realistic in understanding what they do and do not bring to the table, and what they want to give you versus what they are able to give you. Also with the Sun, it's like, I was thinking about this earlier while I was talking about, you know, sun worship, about the sun, which is this thing in the sky, this fiery ball of heat in the sky that gives us life, and how some people pray to it like a deity. And I feel like in a way that's how your person views you, or this person you're asking about. And that's not to say they put you on a pedestal, or that they have this fantastical idealized version of you in their mind, as if you're this person who can do no wrong, and so you have to be perfect all the time or else you disappoint them. It's not like that. But again, it's this kind of realism. And maybe it's an unequal analogy, but I feel like it fits, because the way that people worship the sun, or worshipped the sun, whichever, I think there's still modern sun worship, it makes sense for there to be, but the way that people worship the sun, because it's a source of life and it's a source of harm as well. It's just like you to this person in a way. And again, I don't want to say like you've been put on a pedestal or you've been deified. You're still very realistic to this person, but they, as real as a person as you are to them, they're also realistic in the fact that they would do anything for you. Does that make sense? They understand that you're their ideal. They understand that you're someone they want to be with more than anything. They understand that you're so important to their life. They understand that you're their everything. And because they understand these things, they also understand that to be with you as a friend, or to be in your life as an acquaintance, a close acquaintance, is better to not be in your life anymore. Because even to take that step and be in a relationship, and what if things don't work out because they're not what you want in a partner, or you're not who they expected you to be as a partner. And so they're being very realistic, very, how do I say this? Like, I'm trying to think of a word that's not realistic because I use it like 5 million times. But they're trying to, how do I say this? They're like very in tune with, or they're very intellectual about this connection. Whereas with other connections, they may be more led by their desires, because we cannot forget we have this Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is very flirty, Some people refer to him as like the fuckboy of the tarot, and in many ways that's what he is. He is very, very charming. Let's say that he's very charming. He's very flirtatious. He probably has a lot of sexual partners, or a lot of romantic partners. He's always flitting from relationship to relationship to relationship. And a lot of people would say that this is because he doesn't have commitment, or he has commitment issues. He can't commit to people. But in this case, I would say it's rather that he's looking for distractions in all of these other connections from his feelings for you. And because he can't tell you that he wants this relationship with you, and or regardless of gender, they can't tell you that they want this relationship with you, that they want this connection with you. So instead they have a 3-month fling here, they have a one night stand there, they date 2 people at the same time, anything to, and in a way I want to say it's kind of like building a barrier between the two, because the more that you view them as unworthy, the more you will not want anything to do with them. And so yes, on one hand they're distracting themselves from their feelings for you through these other means, but they're also trying really hard to twist how you view them, so that even if they do come towards you with a romantic proposition, a sexual proposition, some kind of confession, you'll just think they're joking, because that's how they are with everyone. Oh, Timothy, he asks everyone to sleep with him. Oh, Chris, he's always has a new girlfriend. He's always asking someone out on a date. Oh, Samantha, this, Hillary, that, whatever. Sorry, these are the first names that came to mind. I don't even know anyone with these names. I know a Chris. I knew a Chris. But yeah, they're building this persona, building this public image so that they can tease you, joke with you, whatever, in this way without you taking them seriously. And so in small ways every day they can like confess to you, confess their feelings to you without actually having to confess their feelings to you, without being taken seriously. Okay, let's see what they think, you think, and feel about them. What does my grade 2's person think grade 2 thinks or feel about them? My grade 2's person. Here's my grade 2's person. These my grade 2 things and feels about them. We have the Three of Cups twice. We have the Nine of Cups, the World, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Wands, which says frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustration. You are on top of the situation. And the Three of Cups again, that says celebration, bright happenings. Your person, this person thinks you see them or you think of them as someone who, with all of the cups, let's say they're full of love. With the Nine of Cups, we're seeing someone who is like overflowing with passion, or a time in your life where you are going to have a lot of creative passion, creative overflow. You're going to be very driven. And on one hand, yes, you may think of them, or they think, but also like, I'm trying to talk about this person positively, because these cards, a lot of them have very positive connotations, but I feel like this person is someone who thinks down about themselves a lot and who tries really hard to create a negative image of themselves in the minds of other people. And sorry to talk about Cassandra Clare, but I actually love Shadowhunters and the Infernal Devices. It's my guilty pleasure. And I say all this because the first person I thought of was Will Herondale. And in A Clockwork Angel, which is the first book in the Infernal Devices series, it's Jem who, while talking to Teresa, this other character, that says that yes, Will tells lies, but he only ever lies to make himself look bad. He tells the lie that makes himself look the worst, and I feel like this person is the same. They cultivate their worst image. The image that they try to cultivate in other people's minds is the worst. For whatever reason, they want other people to think of them in the worst possible way. And so when I look at these cards and I'm like, oh, this is someone who's overflowing with passion, somebody who's very fun, somebody who likes to party and who likes to travel, all of these things, like those are generally positive things. But when I'm looking at this person, like from the perspective of what they think, you think, and feel about them, it's almost sad. It's almost sad. Like, they think you think of them as someone who is overflowing with passion, meaning you think of them as someone who's always sleeping around. You think of them as someone who's always partying, always out, somebody who is with the world. They're always seeing different people, seeing, having all of these different adventures, always like drinking, participating in hookup culture. And even if that's not who they are, that's just the image they've cultivated, and that's how they want people to see them. And it's fine if that's who someone is, and if they're doing it because that's what they find fun, and if that's how they find enjoyment. But with this person, I feel like, especially when it comes to you, they're trying to cultivate this idea of themselves so that you're as turned off of them as possible. And with the Seven of Wands as well, frustrations, you are able to overcome your frustration. You're on top of the situation. Like, you may think of them as someone who is very adaptable, someone who's very passionate, someone who's very driven, someone who's a go-getter, somebody who yes, is very flirtatious and is always sleeping around and is always seeing someone new, but that's just like who they are. And you don't think of it in a negative way. You think of this as somebody who that's just a part of who they are. You know, a lot of people are like that. One of my closest friends is like that, and that's like, you know, you don't shame someone for that. That's not even something you think of shaming someone for, unless you're like, I don't know what, like a conservative Mormon. Well, a lot of people slut shame. Fuck them. But in your mind, you're not shaming your person for this, or this person for this, because this could be like a friend, you know. You're not shaming this person for this, but they kind of, maybe they over exaggerate the things they do, or they tell stories and they do things and they talk about things in a way that's going to paint them in the worst light. And because of this, they think that you see them in the absolute worst light, and there's no way that you could think of them positively. And that's, oh my gosh, that's really sad. That's very sad. I saw this there's this post going around on Tumblr, like, bro, the me inside your head is kind to you, right? And the addition, which I just saw earlier, so my memory of the wording may be very incorrect, but it was like, bro, tell me that the me inside your head isn't the vessel for your own self-loathing or something like that. And I feel like in this case, the you inside this person's head is oh my gosh, kind of the vessel for their own self-loathing, their own, this idea that, and I'm gonna cry because I feel really bad for them. And not in a pitying way, like looking down on them, oh, I feel so bad for you for thinking this way. But no, I sympathize with them, because nobody wants, like, I feel bad for you, because if you care about this person, obviously you don't want to be, or the version of you that exists to them, you don't want the version of you that exists to them to be someone who's cruel. And when you think about this person, because if you're asking about them, this must be someone you care about. You don't want the version of you that exists to someone to be, how do I say this, like, the reason or the way that they take out all of their anger and self-loathing out on themselves. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh. But it's like, when this person thinks of you and he thinks about how you think of them and how you feel about them, they think that it's only possible for you to think negatively about them, for you to think of them with disdain, with judgment. Even if you do enjoy this person's time and you do love to go out with this person and you love to just talk to this person and you love this person in whatever capacity, you care about this person in whatever capacity, they think that it's just, they think like, how can anybody think of me in a positive way? And so when you, that is, think about them, of course you're only thinking about them negatively. And that's really sad. Zodiac sign wise, again, we have the world, which is Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. 3 of Cups is Pisces. 9 of Cups I'm not sure about. But yeah, water sign, very heavy water sign. And I don't remember the cards that came out in the beginning. I'm so sorry. But yeah, let me pull some charms just so you have a better idea of who this person is. And I have this song, Let Me Down Slowly by Alec Benjamin in my head. I've had it this whole, like, from the time I started shuffling your cards. But, and just the chorus is like, can you find a way to let me down slowly, a little sympathy? I wish you could show me, or something like that. And they want, well, they think of you. It's like, they only expect you to hurt them and reject them. They don't think that you could ever want someone like them, that you could ever love someone like them the way that they love and care about you. Can I get two, please? Okay. And this can be, wait. Okay, so this can be anything. It can be your initials, their initials. It can be the letters of something that holds special importance to you. It can be absolutely anything. We have H, F, L, T, I, N, Y, Y, D, U, E, V. First one I looked at was due. They could like still be schooling. They could be a teacher, a librarian, just because I'm thinking of like a due date. They could be somebody who's studying or is a nurse, somebody who's working in or as an OBGYN, somebody who works close with pregnant people, works in a labor ward, that kind of thing. Due date. HVL, TIN, tin, named Tim, Tin Man. What was the Tin Man in Alice in Wonderland going for a brain? I feel like at times they wish they didn't have a brain. Does he have a brain or a heart? The Scarecrow doesn't have a brain, right? And the Tin Man wants a heart because the Tin Man wanted to love someone. But just because I'm thinking of this line of thinking, I feel like at times they wish they could just not have a brain or not have their brain, because it's like their brain is their biggest enemy. It's always acting against them. It's always telling them these horrible things, and they're always overthinking things. They're always thinking the worst. And I think if they could just have any other brain, if they could just take out their brain and wash it and swap it for someone else's brain, or just get a new brain, something like that, then they could just be happy. Because the way things are now, with them overthinking everything, thinking the worst, it's like they just can't find the happiness that they seek. Even when it comes to you, it's like they're very much overthinking the situation and overthinking it like in the worst for themselves, in the worst way for themselves. Finn and, or even a name, Finn. Yule, Christmas time, somebody who's religious or raised in a religious home. But yeah, so you can look at this. It can be your initials, it can be their initials, can be letters in either of your name. It can just be something that's important to the two of you. I also want to stress that this is not the end all and be all of your reading. If the rest of the reading resonated with you, but you don't find anything like relevant here, that does not negate the fact that this is your reading. Trust yourself, trust your judgment, use a discernment, and just at the end of the day, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I always say that. Okay, my group 2, I think that this is where I would close your reading. Thank you so much for trusting me to be a reader and for spending this time with me. If you would like to book a reading with me, or you would like to leave me a tip, you can find the links to do so in the description box below. And while you're there, feel free to check out my social media. I'm on Tumblr and Twitter at Tarot with Love. And if you do decide to check out my social media, I'm currently holding a giveaway on Twitter for reaching 1,500 followers, which I'm really excited about because it's Twitter and I didn't think I would be able to grow a kind of platform on there, so it's a very important milestone for me. I will link the giveaway in the description box below so you can find it there. Feel free to check it out. Okay, bye. Hello my group 3, if you are here, it means you've chosen the last of our little tiles. I was going to say mahjong tiles, but I'm actually not so sure. I should have done my proper research before starting to record. It slipped my mind. I won't let it slip my mind again. If these are not mahjong tiles, I will correct myself in the description box. Okay, let's see what your person currently thinks about you, feels about you, and what they think you think and feel about them. Okay, I am shuffling live today, which I don't want to say I rarely do because I think in my last 3 or 4 videos I've shuffled live. But yeah, I also want to say that this can be any person. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be familial, friendship, any kind of connection. Just take the messages as they resonate for the connection that you're asking about. Okay, what does my deceased person currently, what does my deceased person think I feel about them? What does this person think I feel about them? What does this person think I feel about them? A lot of threes. We have the we have the 3 of Pentacles twice and the 3 of Wands. Okay, so we have the 4 of Swords, the Tower, the 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, which says travel overland, surveying your kingdom. 3 of Pentacles again, which says improvements underway but delays around it, renown, glory, place of worship. So this is someone who you are currently in communication with. This is a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a partner, a parent. This is someone that you're close to. With the 4 of Swords, when we look at the 4 of Swords traditionally, we see someone laying on their back. The swords in question are on the wall beside them. This is someone who after a long battle has gotten the time to rest. But if you look at the 4 of Swords in the Phantom Wise Tarot, you see that she's holding onto one of the swords. Yes, in both cases, they are resting in order to prepare for battle. But in this case, with this deck and the art that's used for this card, we see that this person, your person, does not have that time to rest. It's like even when they sleep, they are worrying about this connection and the future of this connection. It's, how do I say this? It's not like they're preparing to end this connection, to end this friendship, to end this relationship, to cut you out of their life. But because we cannot ignore the Tower right next to it. With these 2 cards together, it's like mentally they are preparing to give you bad news. And this bad news, because we do have the 3 of Pentacles, which denotes collaboration, education, work, those kind of things. This bad news could be that they are moving away for work or for school, academics, career, and they don't know how to break that news to you, because with breaking that news, they'll also have to or the two of you will have to have this really serious conversation about your relationship, the future of it, what it would mean to be long distance, and if it would just be better to end the relationship. With the Three of Pentacles, we also see like a third party situation. With it coming out twice, it could be that they're moving away and they want the chance to experience this new environment without a relationship back home. They want the chance to meet new people, date someone closer to them, not have this long distance relationship looming over their head, especially if they've been in a long distance relationship before and it hasn't worked. They don't know if they'll be able to be in a long distance relationship again, no matter how much they care about you, love you, or how much they want to be with you. It's like they're putting themselves first in this case, and that's commendable, but it's also painful, especially to like sit here and tell you. And it's like they are thinking about how to tell you this, how to tell you that this is how they're feeling. I'm just noticing again, because I always forget. I lose my train of thought. I forget what I just said. Like, I was just saying it in the other groups that I don't know if I properly communicated what this video is about in the beginning, and if I didn't, I'll just edit it in somehow. But I don't remember if I did, because I'm like that. I don't remember what I said while recording, and then I end up saying like the same thing like 10 times. And I just noticed now that the Three of Wands says travel overland, surveying your kingdom. So this person is traveling, or they plan to travel, and they don't know if you can be included in those plans, or if honestly if they want to include you in those plans, because I feel like this is them embarking on a new journey, a new phase of their life, and in their mind you're something that is keeping them too tethered to their past, a past version of themselves, their past life, this version of themselves and this life that they're trying to outgrow, that they no longer align with. And like, that's tough to communicate with someone, you know, even as a reader, to sit here and tell you this. And sure, there's like, I don't know, dozens of you that are probably going to choose this group, and for some of you this may ring more true than for others, but for some of you this may not ring true at all, and you go to a different group. You know, that's how it is with these kind of readings. But for those of you who are like, yeah, this sounds like my person, they have been very withdrawn lately, they don't really, you know, they're not very open with me, they're not as open as they used to be, there's a lot of arguments, a lot of tension, and I just don't know what's on their mind. And when I ask what they're thinking, they don't tell me. They say, oh, it's fine. And if that's, you know, if that sounds like your person, and you're sitting, you're like, damn, am I just waiting to be broken up with? Do you know what I mean? But also take this with a grain of salt, okay? Take this with a grain of salt. If this resonates, then, you know, communication is key. Say, I know that things aren't right. I know there's something on your mind, so let's talk about it. Instead of just jumping to conclusions that, oh, my boyfriend wants to cheat on me. My boyfriend wants to leave me. My boyfriend wants to be with someone else. My boyfriend wants this other experience. Or my partner, whoever this is. You know, don't just jump to conclusions because a girl on the internet told you all of this, you know. But yeah, where was I? Also, zodiac sign wise, the Four of Swords is Gemini. I think it's Gemini or Libra. Tower is Aries, and Three of Pentacles is... Oh, I just noticed my candle went out. Okay, I'm back. when I paused to sort out the candle, I paused at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, so 1111. So take that as some kind of good omen, even though the message here isn't the best, and I'm sorry. But yeah, this person, even with this third party could just be the new job, the new school, this new journey that they're embarking on. They don't know if they're going to get the same life experiences in a relationship that they might get alone, untethered. And I feel like untethered is coming through very strongly because, like, this person is very, how do I say this? They're very dedicated to leaving everything behind and starting fresh. And I'm thinking of the song, I don't remember who it is, and all of my Sasuke playlist songs come out for my group 3. Oh my gosh. But it's Red Eye by someone, and that line where it's like, I've got to survive because I've left my whole life behind. And with your person, or this person that you're asking about, it's the same. They want to know what it's like to be on their own, to have no one but themselves to rely on in this new place, to build connections for themselves, to start a new life from scratch without someone back home that they can run to if things don't turn out the way they expected. They want to know what it's like if they give something their all, if they make this new thing their world, and they don't know how to communicate that to you without hurting your feelings. And it's interesting that, you know, this is how does this person think about you and feel about you, but all of these messages are about, well, how much they're overthinking. Well, I don't think they're overthinking. I think they're giving it a fair amount of thought, but how much they're thinking about the situation and how it could, by extension, affect you. And that in and of itself shows that they think very highly of you. It's not like they're disregarding you. It's not like they want to just throw you aside, because if that were the case, they would have just left. They would have told you a long time ago, it's done, it's over, you know? But they want to be able to communicate with you in the best way possible what it would mean for them to be able to embark on this new journey alone, what it means for them to not be in a relationship with you anymore or to be friends with you anymore, what it means for them to leave. It may, even if they don't want to end this relationship with you, it may just be that they want to leave. Maybe you promised each other that you'd wait for each other in this place, or you'll build this life together, or you'll have this like amazing journey as best friends living together in another city or something, and they don't want that anymore. They want to be by themselves and live life by themselves and do things by themselves, even if it's just for a short amount of time. And I feel like they're scared that they're betraying you, and they don't want it to be as if they're betraying you, because again, they think and feel very highly of you. They respect you a great deal. Like, they have a lot of respect for you, and that's why they're putting so much of thought into this situation, into how they could end things in a way that's going to be kind to both of you, because they also know that they need to honor themselves, and they can't just stay in this life and stay in this connection and stay in this place just to make you happy, because that's not going to make them happy. And if they're unhappy, they're going to direct that towards you, and then you're both going to be miserable. And they do not want that at all, because again, they respect you too much, they care about you too much, they think too highly of you, and the last thing they would want to do is to put you in a situation where now you're dealing with someone who's angry all the time, grumpy all the time, pissed off all the time, irritated all the time, because they didn't get to live the life they always wanted to live, or even if they didn't get to have the experiences they wanted to experience. And maybe they're gone for 6 months, a year, 6 years, and they come back. It's up to them to go out and have that experience and live their life, and to do all of these things before deciding where to settle down. And that's not to say that they want you to wait for them. They don't think that either. As much as they want to live their own life, they want you to live yours. And I feel like it's just such a complex situation. They don't know if you're actually going to hear them out, or if you're going to think that, oh, this is just excuses because you're done with me, you're done with our friendship, you're done with our relationship, whatever it is. So they're very, very scared. Okay, let's see what they think you currently think and feel about them. What does my group, what was I group? What did my group person think they currently feel about them? My group, you can take care of them. Okay, so we have the Magician, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. And the Eight of Pentacles says work, paid work. Nine of Wands says undecided, need to take a step out of the situation, then you will see more clearly. So right now, it's like they can't get a hold of what you think. For one, they do feel as if you know more than you're letting on to know, that they may not have yet told you about this new job or this new career opportunity or their plans, but every time you're together, even if you're just messaging each other, they feel as if you know, that somehow you just know. Even if they've told no one and they're trying to act normal, it's like they can't help but think that somehow you've already like tuned in to everything. You know their biggest secret, you know exactly what they're thinking, and you're just waiting for them to vocalize what they're thinking. And that when they vocalize it, you go in and go, yeah, I already know, and fuck you. Or, you know, they're thinking the worst in a way they are thinking the worst. They think that you see them as someone who can't, like, I don't want to say man up, because that's so, like, it's just not a kind turn of phrase, you know. And this person could be of any gender, but you think that there's someone, well, they think that you think of them as someone who is not courageous enough to go after their dreams and live the life that they envision for themselves. They think that, you know, that in a way they don't compare to you, and that you see them as being incomparable to you. That you may have been brave to do all of these things, to take a risk, take a chance, and in some ways go after your dream life, and they feel as if you wouldn't hesitate the way that they're hesitating. And that's not to say they think that you love them less. It's just to say that they think that you're more dedicated and more devoted to pursuing your passions and to pursuing your dreams and going after your dreams and your goals, if that's what you set your mind to. And in comparison, they may feel a bit, or they may think that in your eyes and your mind, they come across as a bit pathetic, because why would they be so hung up on sharing how they feel with you? Why would they be overthinking the situation? why aren't they just brave enough to tell you straight out, this is my goal, this is my desire, this is what I want, and I'm sorry, we have to end things, or we have to be in no contact for a few months while I figure my things out. And they feel as if they're honest with you. They feel as if, like, if they were to be honest with you, you would just shut them down and say, okay, I know. Now, how are you going to actualize your vision? And I feel like that's where now the fear comes from, that you're going to be so straightforward and so honest that you're going to actually force them to take this leap of faith and have this new adventure, this new experience, when maybe their overthinking is keeping them safe. By overthinking, by spending all this time calculating when is going to be the best time to tell you this news, by devising a plan for how to break it to you, by testing the waters and then saying, no, you're angry, now is not the good time, or not a good time, they're actually like staving off. I don't want to even say the inevitable, because it's not inevitable if they don't actually take the step towards it. They are overthinking this, thinking of the worst outcome, because yes, you may be understandable, you may be their biggest supporter, you may say, yeah, we can end it right now because I want you to live the life that you want to live, and that scares them. It scares them that you'll give them the go ahead, and now they'll be forced to follow their dreams. They'll be forced to take this untraveled path. They'll be forced to live this life that, yes, they've always wanted, or have wanted for some time now, to follow this dream, to go after this big thing. But if they're given permission, it becomes too real. And when it becomes too real, when they're in that situation, when they have to take their life into their own hands, they're not sure if they actually can. And so I feel like a lot of what they're putting on you is projection. They are going to, they're thinking of the worst, because deep down they know that you're going to be their biggest supporter. And this I don't think it's a romantic relationship, though this may be the kind of romantic relationship you have with this person. Whatever it is, it's something where you know what it's like to go after your dreams. You know what it's like to be so dedicated. And because they're looking at you as this Queen of Swords person, this person who's like honest, who's driven, who is intellectual, who is always going to support you doing what's best for you, because they view you as that person, instead of thinking of you in the best light, instead of thinking of you as their biggest cheerleader, they're subconsciously villainizing you. And they're thinking, oh, I can't be honest with my group 3 because, oh, they're going to be so hurt, they're going to get so angry. When what actually may make you angry is this person taking so long to be honest with you, not the fact that they're going across the country, not the fact that, oh, yes, you may get upset if you made a promise to move together somewhere and now they're saying they want to do it alone. You may get upset, but I feel like you're someone who's really adaptable, because, like, again, we're looking at this chariot, and I don't think I pointed it out before, but it's this moving forward, this adaptability, this forward progress. And so you're someone who's like, okay, this is what you want for your life, that's fine, I'll make my own plan for my life. You know, that kind of person, very adaptable, very self-reliant. And I feel like very big cheerleader energy. If a friend of yours or someone you care about is doing something that's going to make their life better, who's going to allow them to have this amazing experience, even if it no longer aligns with you and your plans and your values and your morals, or the way that you live your own life, and I don't want to say values or morals because that's so different, but the way that you live your own life, or the plan that you had for your life, if this is going to make somebody's life better and they're pushing themselves out of their comfort zone in order to do it, you're going to support them 110%, 150%. And this person knows that. So instead of recognizing that and like coming to you for support, they're thinking of you in the worst light. And instead of thinking that you think of them like as somebody who you support so much and want the best for, they're thinking that you think of them as someone who, like, how do I say this, but like, that you think of them with anger, and you think of them with like you won't support them. So you can see they're villainizing you in their mind, and they may be doing this subconsciously because they're so scared of like embracing this new life. It's just hard for them to do so, and it's not fair on you. Just because they're scared of embracing a new life, it's not fair of them to think of you in this way. But that's just the way that they're thinking of you, and how they think that you're thinking of them. That if they come towards you, or if they tell you that this is my dream, they think that you're gonna say, hey, I'm proud of you, but then you're gonna think, oh, you'll never succeed. That's what they're thinking right now. Okay, let me pull some letters. So we'll have some initials, some more insight. Okay. Okay, I think more came out for you than for the other groups, but I'll just take it all. I feel like there's also this person. I feel like also this person, like, if you are friends, they're always like competing with you. Like, they see you succeeding, they see you doing so well, they see you thriving, and even if you're someone who is like the biggest supporter of your friends and the biggest supporter of the people you care about, the people who you care about kind of see you as like shallow, and they don't think you're being as earnest as you are being. Okay, so these are the letters. It may not be so clear on screen. I hope it will be after I edit. So these can be your initials, their initials. It can just be words that are important to the two of you. It can be anything. We have D-A, A-Y, D-H, D-W-Y, D-D. D-W, I'm thinking of the character from Arthur. I think his little sister. So this could be like a younger sibling of yours, or just somebody you're related to, somebody who looks up to you. Or again, that's why I feel like that competitive nature came through, that sibling rivalry, and you may be like the sibling or this family member's biggest cheerleader, but because they're always competing with you, they don't recognize that. D-A-Y, day, daddy's girl. Again, that sibling energy coming through, that competitiveness, like, oh, you were always our dad's favorite, and I'm always like, you were always like better than me, or seen as better than me, so I have to find a way to be better than you now. And because of this, they don't see how much you're actually supporting them. What else? But yeah, so D-A-A-Y-D-H, D-W-Y-D-D, your initials, their initials, things that are important to you with them. I would like to also say that this is not the end all and be all of this reading. If the rest of the reading resonated with you, but you don't find anything important here, that does not negate the fact that this is your reading. Trust your judgment and your discernment. Okay, my group 3, I think that this is where I will close your reading. Thank you so much for trusting me to be a reader and for spending this time with me. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can find the links to do so in the description box below. You can also find the links to send me a tip if you so feel called. While you're there, you can check out my social media. I'm on Twitter and Tumblr at Tarot with Love. I am also currently hosting a giveaway on Twitter because I recently reached 1,500 followers, which I'm really excited about because it's Twitter, and I never expected to reach that follower goal, that follower milestone. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy about it. I will also link the giveaway in the description box below. Feel free to join. It's running from, actually I should extend the date because I'll be uploading this on Saturday and the final day will be Sunday, so I'll extend the date until around Wednesday or so of next week. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, okay, my group 3, bye bye.